Hi guys, Arindam here,
Oi!
and in this video, with great joy, I am going to be showing you Rockwell Prime boss fight on beta difficulty, solo on official server difficulty settings. Now I'm going to show you the entirety of this boss fight sequence, which means I'm going to be showing you the boss fight, I'm going to be showing you how to actually access the terminal for the boss fight, and obviously how you're going to access the terminal. But before doing that, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to actually start the boss fight. So, to start the boss fight on beta difficulty, you need to have completed every single mission on beta difficulty. That means you need to be completing any and all of these beta missions. Once you complete all of these missions, you need to come here to the Rockwell Innards biome entrance. To know which location this is, I'm going to point it out on the map. Here it is. And there is a river underneath this. And there are one dome-like structure above this. Now, Rockwell Innards biome has two entrances. One there and one there. We can use any one of these two entrances to enter Rockwell Innards biome, and which will eventually lead us to the Rockwell boss terminus. So let me go there and I'll show you the rest of the preparation. Now you can skip this entire section if you want. I'm going to put the timestamps there just in case you need it. Once I go to the boss terminal, I'm going to show you all the things I'm going to be using for this and why I think these things are required. Okay. And here it is, the boss terminal. Before we actually jump down to the boss terminal, we should see if there are enemies nearby. And it's completely clear. Sometimes there are arthroplurus, snakes and other small creatures there that you need to clear out. Okay. We do have enemies. Okay. Now that we are in the boss terminal, I'm going to show you what you really require. So previously I told you you need to complete every single mission on beta difficulty. To access the boss, you also need to have 12 of these mutagens. The best way to farm mutagen is to collect just from down there. There will be a place where you get to collect a lot of mutagen. And also, as you can see from the bottom right corner, mutagen is currently present inside this Innards biome. So these are the two ways. There are videos on YouTube on how to do this. Now, for my beta fight, I have learned the lessons from my gamma fight and I have done slight modifications to it. First of all, here is my gear. I have two sets of Ascendant Riot armor. Both of them are below the official 570.4 armor that is required for any Riot set. So on official servers, Riot armors can have a maximum armor of 570.4, and these are below that. I also have one set of Federation exosuit helmet skin, or other Federation exo armor. The reason is, if my default Riot armors get broken, I would at least have one set of Federation armor that does not have any durability, which means I'm going to get free 100 armor at all times. Now, Tek armor is mostly disabled in the Rockwell Terminus location, but you can still use the Exo Boot skin to negate fall damage. Aside from the armor, you can see I have an Ascendant Tek Bow that I'm going to be using to damage Rockwell Prime in the final stage. I also, which is by the way below the 298% limit for Tek Bows. Strangely though, Tek Bows do not follow the official 159% that is there for other Tek weapons. So Tek Bows follow the 298% limit, while Tek weapons like the phase pistol as well as the rifle follow the 159% limit. As you can see, my Ascendant Tek Rifle is just below that limit. Now, the modifications I've done from Gamma to Beta is, as you can see, I have a crossbow and I have around 50 grappling hooks. I'm going to be using the grappling hooks to grapple high up and then shoot the boss from there. This ensures that I will not get attacked by the acids as well as the different tentacles Rockwell has. Other than that, I'm going to be shooting with the bow mostly, but not much with the rifle, because the rifle is mostly used for killing enemies at close range. The projectile that the rifle fires, the plasma burst is not that highly efficient at range, and it's better to use the Tek Bow on the instantaneous mode. For my tames, I have 4 max leveled Reapers. All these 4 Reapers, as you can see, have come from 150 Reaper Queens that I have tamed and given perfect imprint to level 225, and after that I have put mutagen on it to increase by another 20 levels to 245, and then I have max leveled them 88 times because they are Ark creatures, and Ark creatures can gain 88 levels on official servers while normal Reapers can gain only 73. Hence, all 4 of these Reapers are at the maximum level of 333. As you can see, these are their stats. The reason for using R Reapers is, 1, they have 88 levels versus the normal 73 for our normal Reaper, and 2, R Reapers may have less health compared to a normal Reaper, true, but Reapers have an 80% natural armor reduction, which means that with their 80% damage reduction, they actually have 400 armor in total, which is a lot. Let me position them correctly. Now, when I was doing the Gamma, I did it with only this one Reaper. That Reaper was also not max leveled. This time I have max leveled it. And as you can see from this yellow circle, they have all been given mutagen. I'll let you check the stats again. You might say that I could have cloned my Reaper. The thing is, if you were to clone a Reaper, it will lose its imprint, and I would rather prefer Reapers that have all of its benefits like imprinting, mutagen and everything else. Okay, other than that, lastly, I also have, since I'm going to be using Riot armor, and Riot armor has a very high degree of negative hypothermic insulation, I am also going to be using Kalian soup if I get too hot, and a cold Tek canteen, and I also have a couple of made brews. So okay, that was about it for the preparation. I will now start the boss fight, so wish me luck. Okay, now that we are back, I'm going to change some of my gear and we're going to get this thing going. And as you can see, I am already heating up. I have not put the exoboot skin because I think that this might be required if I get knocked back or do something like that. So let's see. 1, 2, and now 3. Look at the top right corner. My frame rate is currently around 35. I'm going to be teleported to the boss arena now. As you can see, my frame rate has changed dramatically to around 23.
You know, in the event of emergency and a colonist revives early, blah blah blah, etc, etc. Crew's all dead, you're revived, and the ship's been turned into meat. Seems like an emergency situation, right?
Okay, all of these things are done. They have all been set to passive. For the moment, I am going to make sure my video quality is in the current settings. Now let me tell you, I have a very powerful computer. I have a 10th generation Core i7.
There you go. Now you can use your access to get mine back.
Wait.
Don't worry, it should be idiot-proof.
Let Helena talk this through.
I mean, user-friendly. Just tap any blinky red icon that looks like me until it turns green. Yes! I'm back in again.
Okay, so I am using a 10th gen Core i7 GTX 1660 Ti, and after that I am running this on a
really made a mess of this place, hasn't he?
1 terabyte NVMe M2 class
This part of
SSD,
the ship is even salvageable.
and I have 16 GB of RAM. So you can see my system is very powerful. Even after that, I face this problem.
This is where you fall to your knees, just like all the other ones. Please, please no, I don't want to die, etc., etc.
This
On,
boss fight
beg and
is
plead.
heavily taxing on
I promise I won't
resources.
think less of you.
Now before I start the fight, let me do something. I need to change some of these settings, otherwise it's going to be practically impossible for me to start this fight and continue on with it. By the way, as you can see, generally I run settings with a very high mode.
Imagine I could think any less of you.
Even then my frame rate has barely improved.
I mean, honestly, with those beady little eyes and that slack jaw. You're like a vole that tunneled into an abattoir. And I'm afraid it's far too late for you to try scurrying back out again.
Okay, by the way, I forgot. I have the glider suit
Seems
enabled
pretty sure
on
of
both
himself,
of my
huh?
Riot armor. This enables me to traverse a lot of distance, just in case. And it
Probably
begins.
wise to work your way up to dealing with his lordship.
and as you can see, I can barely run this. I'm sorry I need to waste my time doing this, but unfortunately I need to do this. Otherwise this is impossible for me to show you with any kind of frames. The Genesis 2 boss fight is the only place in which my
I
system
suggest starting with
taxes
all
a
these
lot.
nasty tentacles. Must have struck a nerve if you got him to stick his hand up a meat puppet to swat at you himself.
Oh, you all want to talk. How long has your latest puppet here even been thawed out? Your weapons are pitiful against me! You are nothing but an ant trying to bite at the toes of a god!
A god, Rockwell? All this power really has gone to your... heads? But he is right about one thing, Scriber. We're gonna need more firepower. Good thing I went exomech shopping in the ship's fabrication catalog. Hey, you gave me access to the ship's systems. This model comes with a phase cannon option that just happens to interface with yours truly. And it should be able to run right through most of those waggly bastards.
The Rockwell knows that Beta takes more punishment than those in Gamma.
Oh, I almost felt that one.
Don't listen to him. You're doing great.
Surprise! I've been making my own people! My new children! Oh, just look at them go! Aren't they cunning? I needed a new crew for my ship since the original ones were torn to pieces. Something tells me this lot will be better listeners. And much better behaved.
Nice going, Rockwell. You left all their guts on the outside.
Is it too much to ask that my critics appreciate a little artistic license? Still waiting on those pleas for mercy.
Really? Another puppet show? Did you already forget how we squashed the first one?
yourselves!
Yeah. I think you're starting to sweat. Actually, wait. Do you even sweat anymore?
They do say that third time's the charm.
Don't they also say fooled you twice, shame on you?
Just who you think you are? You're vermin. Rodents nipping at my ankles.
First we're ants, now we're rodents? Uh-huh. Definitely getting to him. You're all out of charge. All systems go. What are you waiting for? Hop in that exomet. Don't be shy. Exomech standing by. Mech's just sitting there. Don't be shy. Exomech standing by.
Final chance to grovel. Maybe you can reach some last morsel of human compassion deep inside me.
I think we prefer to blast a few hundred megawatts of force plasma through you. Mech's just sitting there.
As you can see, it's a bit chaotic.
Exomech standing by. Your cannon's tapped out. No use. It's sealed up tight. Up and running again. Next to sitting there. Don't be shy. Exomech's standing by. Next to sitting there. Oh no, one of them just came back to life.
You really couldn't just cooperate and die. No, not you, no. You insist on surviving and making a nuisance of yourselves.
Now,
All of your
forced to-
tiresome meddling has come to nothing.
Sorry, mate. I gave it everything I got. I don't have any more primary energy to power the exomech again.
You really are Helena Walker. No one else has ever been so singularly irritating.
No, not her exactly. Not all of her. But maybe enough of what counts.
Now that we've arrived at the threshold of my new dominion, I can afford to give you my undivided attention. And this is where your little game comes to an end.
Okay. Now,
Go on, waste your efforts. I'm all over this ship now, and I can't be destroyed. Certainly not by the likes of you.
Beta is significantly more tougher than
Not
Gamma.
so sure about that. You did say we have your undivided attention. And when we took back the ship's systems, I trapped you in here with us.
will not allow you to spoil my ascension! My godhood!
Generations put all their hopes and dreams into this mission.
As you can see,
and we won't allow you to steal their future.
I'm comfortably shooting Rockwell from this location.
Damn you!
Let's see how much damage this thing does.
This ends now! Your survival ends here!
Is that desperation I hear? I'm using all my reserves. The exonet is back online one last time. Get in, blast the bugger, and let's end this survival.
Okay? Reaper 1.
Do this and you do your precious mission. Because I assure you, I will take this ship down with me.
I'd better start that rig separation sequence now. You know, just in case this doesn't, work.
And for this last stage, I am going to turn everything to epic. Except this one. As you can see, this was a significant improvement for my fight for on Gamma. And I'm also going to turn these things higher so that you get to listen to the music in all its grandeur. Okay?
This is it. Let's bring him down together.
defeated by the likes of you! No, no! I am this vessel, and it is me!
Damn! I should have calculated for this possibility. I must have missed a transform on the 15th statistical outcome matrix. Simply put, Rockwell's embedded himself too deeply into the ship's primary systems. They're failing along with him. There's only one way to ensure this all ends here. Sorry, mate. I can't come with. And I'm almost out of time to back myself up. You'll do just fine on your own out there. You're a survivor.
Still here. Staying behind to gloat.
Edmund, I'm here to help you end this nightmare.
You did this to me for wanting the same power she squandered. Well, I've survived worse. I promise you, I will find a way out of this, I will.
No, you won't. It's much too late for that.
It's so bright. Helena? I'm afraid.
Shh. She knew. Survivor. This is my last message to you, to be relayed in the event of my deactivation. I was only an artificial construct when we first met. Just a shadow of someone who lived a long time ago. But in our time together, I got to become something new. Someone new. Not Helena. HLN. Thank you for that. I wish I could find the words to tell you how much it meant to me. Human language is so imprecise. But I need you to do something else now. Find your own path. Your own destiny. Build a new world here. A better world. And who knows? Maybe two lost souls can still meet again somewhere. Out among the stars. Goodbye, my friend.
Warning. Catastrophic bioinviolability. Failing. All revived life forms require immediate communication.
Respawned again.
Insertion maneuver successful. Stable orbit confirmed. Warning. Emergency evacuation in progress. Docking clamps released. Drop initiated.
Something tells me that this is the easy part.
Alright, now that the boss fight is over, I'll turn down the volume a lot and show you my difficulty settings. Then I'm going to respawn and we are going to go back to Rockwell Innards terminal and see whatever reward we have gotten, as well as the condition of our reapers, whether everything is intact or not. Unlike other boss fights, before you end the boss fight, you need to put all of your gear on a friendly dino, otherwise when you respawn those gear will be lost. Hence, you must take in at least one tame to this boss fight. If you do it completely alone, then you will lose it. Well, here is my difficulty settings. The key things to note are the difficulty is exactly the same without any boosts. I do boost a couple of things like the experience, mating, imprinting and harvesting. So this is the important one, and then these things are all at default. Key things. This is not there. This is there. And these things are mostly at default, the difficulty part. And these things are boosted because I cannot play 24/7 all the time. And before Genesis Part 2, my experience boosts were at 6x. Now I have made it 10x because if I'm going to play using without single player settings turned on, it takes a lot more experience, several times more experience to gain a level, and to gain level up to 180 it will take a long time. As you can see, I have completed all of these maps. Only Alpha Rockwell Prime remains, after which I am going to start off with Center, Ragnarok, Valgado, Crystal Isles and Lost Island when it releases. Compared to my Gamma video, you will see that my Beta video was much easier. The two important things that I changed by learning from Gamma was, instead of one Reaper I took in 4, which allowed me, which made sure that all of the other Tentacles and the corrupted survivors were distracted at my Reapers instead of trying to attack me. Second, by using the grappling hook, I was able to safely go at a very high place and shoot Rockwell without fear of getting any damaged. As I was saying before, this is the only boss fight in which you need to put all of your gear inside one of your tames before you initiate the final stage and hyper blast Rockwell with the Exomech. Otherwise, if the boss fight ends and you still have gear on yourself, those gear will be lost. I have a completely different plan for doing Alpha Rockwell Prime, and since Alpha Rockwell Prime is going to be the last story boss fight in this game, hence I want to do it in I want to give Ark Survival Evolved a fitting tribute before I start with the non-story maps, and I have a plan for that. I know what I'm going to do. It's supposed to be a throwback to earlier times. Okay, since this part takes a long time, I'll mention this fact that The Rockwell Prime arena is very tanky on resources. It is heavily unoptimized, and even my 10th gen Core i7, a 6GB GTX 1660 Ti, a 1TB NVMe M2 class SSD, and 16GB of DDR4 RAM at 3200 MHz, I was still having problems with frame rates. And with my configuration, I was able to play practically every game at high settings at 1080p, and even some games at 1440 and 1440p and on medium settings in 4K. But only Ark with its unoptimization is causing this problem, and especially Genesis Part 2 is very unoptimized and resource hungry. Now then, we are going to spawn in one of these beds. You can see I have the several Tek Striders, each of them also have a Tek bed, but I'm going to spawn in my default Tek sleeping pod. You will be able to know the improvements I've made in my base if you have checked my Gamma video just a couple of videos back. I've done a couple of new things. Eventually I should be able to complete the base and show you a base build for this. Okay, first thing to note is here, this part. You can see Beta Gen 2 Rockwell with plus 10 max survival level. We don't need all of this, so let me just dump it somewhere. I'll dump it to this guy. Yes, you would be knowing what happened, so let me spawn again and I'll tell you what happened. So my Ark exited. It ran out of memory. It could not take in the amount of resources it had, and it completely exited. And I want to show you this part again. I don't want to cut out any parts. I was going to do this, and then it exited. Thankfully it was okay this time. So this is the Beta Gen 2 Rockwell implant. Okay, now that we are sure, we need to now go back to the Rockwell terminal. So I have a teleporter here. By the way, that is my base, and those are the 4 Tek Striders that you saw as beds. Anyway, we're going to have a base build video or a base tour video later on. For now, I'm just going to go to the Rockwell Innards Terminus, where my 4 Reapers should be there. And hopefully they have not started fighting and they are hopefully alive. This section of the video is to ensure that I can tell you that your items will all be there safely along with your teams, provided you have done everything right. And we need to also see what happened to the boss trophy as well as the boss flag. I'm doing this particular area without any weapons and with barely minimal armor. So even though I don't mind the difficulty, part of me is still wanting to just go to the terminal fast and get that. That was a Reaper Queen. And that is my army. Here is my army. I have all 4 Reapers are here. let's check their stats. This is my Reaper. As you can see, all of my gear is with me. And let me first at least put one of these things on, just in case. As you can see, my equipment got damaged a bit, so you need to have equipment with higher durability. Higher durability is more important than higher armor. That's what I had chosen when I had taken these particular sets. Other than that, let's check the damage. This thing lost around 12,000 health. My first Reaper lost around 10,000. So is this, and so is this. Oh, this is lost around 14,000. So in short, on an average, you are supposed to going to lose around 10 to 14,000 health on your Reapers unless you're hurrying. One last thing is the thing that is mentioned here. It should be somewhere here. There it is. Rockwell final form thing, and the flag. Here is the flag. So alright, I'm going to get these guys out, heal them up, and I will be able to show you the alpha video. For the alpha, I have something special in plan that probably will not involve any Reapers. It is supposed to be a send-off to Ark Survival Evolved, and not a true send-off because I'm going to be doing the non-story maps like Center, Ragnarok, Valkyrie, or Crystallize later on. So till then, thank you for watching and stay tuned.
Thanks heaps.